Hello. I'm making this video to talk about a very serious addiction that I am dealing with. I go onto eBay, I find screaming deals, like the kind that you just don't see everywhere else, that are out of my price range. And then, just for fun, just for goofs and gaffs, I lowball the sellers. Like, I'll find out if I can potentially win something that's worth like $1,000 or $400. I'll bid up to like $200, but then I'll stop. So the other day I was browsing eBay and I saw a Sony Handycam HDR-PJ30v. And it was being offered for buy it now $140. I only had $120 in my account at the time, so I made the seller an offer for $100. I won. This is my unboxing of a Sony Handycam HDR-PJ30v that I bought on eBay, used, and actually I'm wildly excited for it. I shoot at almost everything that I'm not shooting on a DSLR or a flip video camera or a GoPro on a Sony Handycam HDR-260v. That's what I'm shooting on right now. It has actually very surprisingly good audio. I'm just using the onboard audio. And it gets great color, has tons of information in the image, and honestly I love everything about it except you can only shoot 60 frames per second. So usually that's fine. I like to shoot everything at 60 frames per second, 60p, and then I'll slow it down if I ever need to 30 frames per second, and I'll always end up exporting, whether it's at 60 frames or 30 frames per second, I'll end up exporting at 30 frames per second. It looks mildly cinematic-ish, like it has no depth of field, but for a lot of the videos and stuff that I'm doing, it makes it so much easier to not have to deal with focus and all that. When I want to do that, I just use a DSLR or a cinema camera.
Get on with it! Yes, get on with it!
On the front of a box it has my mailing information. And it's clearly priority mail. Very well packaged, it appears. Open it up. Let's see what's inside. Oh. Good. So, it appears to be pretty well packaged. Just a bunch of bubble wrap. So, oh wow, okay. Actually, this looks like it's the camera, and then this might be some more bubble wrap. So it just comes with the camera and, oh, I believe maybe the camera battery. Wow. Oh my goodness, this is actually a very nice camera. So this camera first came out in 2011, so it's a little bit older than most of them, but this is actually a very, very nice looking camera. One of the main draws was that this camera takes the same batteries as the camera I'm filming with, this the Sony HDR-260v, and so it actually has it's the same battery, so I can actually use them interchangeably. So this is what it looks like opening up, and seems to be starting up. Oh wow, that has got a really nice picture. I'm not sure if you can really see all that much with it, but it's, wow, the lighting looks really cool. That is a very cinematic looking image. So this comes with quite a few options that my other camera does not. It's much heavier and like it feels really hefty, which is nice. Let's see. So it's not a Zeiss lens. A lot of Handycams do come with Zeiss lens, but this one is just a Sony lens. Here's an example of a zoom out I did. As you can see, it zooms out, and the zoom is pretty incredible for the Handycam 260v. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out. Well, let's see what the zoom is on this one. Oh. Alright, so the zoom is actually, it is not as good as the other. But it's got some, it looks like it, if you look closely, it gets 5.1 channel audio, which I'm very curious about. Another thing that really sold me on this camera was it has its own hot shoe that you can actually connect other Sony devices to. So here is where the SD card goes. The camera has both a microphone input as well as a headphone jack. That's something that I've always wanted with the camera which you're watching right now, just because I like to monitor my audio. And at least for my Handycam, it gets really high quality audio, but the problem is, if you haven't noticed, there's a bit of a hum in the background. So I use an external mic, but the problem with that one is it's sometimes a little wonky. So with this, I'll actually be able to monitor the audio. And some other features it comes with is a zoom, a photo, and a mode button, a recording option, and then it's, let's see, actually it gets pretty good close-ups. This is just what the bubble wrap looks like. It's getting it in focus, which is pretty cool. Oops. Well, can do it to an extent. But there's the 5.1 channel audio, which I'm very excited to test out. And you can record here, do zoom in, zoom out. Looks like the menu has, you know, these are pretty standard for both my camera and this new camera. This another wonderful thing that I love about Sony Handycams is their steady shot. You can be running and have like only the slightest amounts of blur. You've probably seen that in some of my adventures videos. Anyway, so it comes with quite a few really interesting options. This is actually the camera I am filming with. Also, here's a poster for the my short film Syntax that my good friend Isaiah made this, so that's pretty cool. So this is, as far as the zoom is, it's not quite as good, but the quality of the image is really impressive. I'm really liking it. At least from what I'm seeing right here, it doesn't appear to have very much grain. You can kind of see it as I zoom in on the darker shadows. But this seems to be a very nice camera. There's my sleeping bag and stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed with the quality. So yeah, now for the projector test. So this is the projector. I have just shot some footage with the camera, and so now I'm going to try projecting it on my wall. So it comes with a little title screen, and then it just explains how to do it. And honestly, that's decently bright for just a handy, like a camera's projector. Like, that's not bad. Alright, so now let's see. So you control everything with the zoom, which is kind of strange. But Let's see if I can get this to play. Okay. So it stops having touchscreen functionalities with the projector, but that's, you know,
so this is, as far as the zoom is, it's not quite as good.
That's actually very impressive projector. It's okay. So the thing about having a projector on a camcorder is it's a little useless. Like, I'm not really sure what I'm going to be able to do with this unless I'm able to maybe play videos off of an SD card, just like on my ceiling or something. But it is a really neat little gimmick. I could see myself using this in certain applications, maybe for interesting special effects. Other than that, I'm not exactly sure what else I would be doing, but it is a really interesting feature that comes with the camera. Let's see, so if I can get this to... one nice thing is it has the exact same interface as the camera that I'm currently using. But its low light is side by side. Like, it looks pretty nice on this camera, but this is what low light in the same situation looks like. As you can see, the PJ30 just does not get the same amount of low light, and that's actually because the 260V has an experimental sensor that was used for one of their cinema cameras, and for some reason they put it in the 260V but not the PJ30V. But the thing is, like, if you're shooting in low light, like, just get some lights. Like, it's really not that hard of a problem. Another nice thing is the PJ30V actually comes with a built-in light. It's a bit of a flashlight, so you can shine it onto things. And that's actually kind of a cool feature that it comes with. As you can see, it now gets crystal clear image, maybe a little bluer, but that's a pretty cool feature to have on a camcorder. They have it on a lot of older camcorders, and it was kind of pushed out, but I'm really glad they kept that on the PJ30. It's just pretty cool. Like, if I'm doing some adventure video, I can now film, probably kill the battery, and it's a little way faster, but that is pretty cool. Well, thanks for watching. This has been the Sony Handycam PJ30v. It was bought on accident on eBay, and honestly, I think it was worth every penny. I would have spent probably up to maybe even $200 on something like this. It's just cool. I really feel like I could use it in my other projects. The 24 frames per second, the really nice projector I could use for some interesting effects for some sort of experimental film. It gets great audio and video. I really like it. It's definitely going to be used in my video repertoire. Thanks for watching. This has been Scotty Leonard on Try Guy.